ओके बच्चों, तो हमारा है ये पार्ट 2 जो है हीट ट्रांसफर। हमने पार्ट 1 में भी देख लिया था थर्मोडाइनेमिक्स के क्वेश्चंस। तो क्वेश्चन 25, व्हाट इज अ प्योर सब्सटेंस? अ सब्सटेंस दैट हैज फिक्स्ड एंड यूनिफॉर्म केमिकल कंपोजिशन थ्रू आउट। 26, what is heat transfer? Heat transfer is the study of thermal energy transferred from high temperature region to a low temperature region. 27, what are the three modes of heat transfer? The three modes are conduction, convection and radiation. 28, definition. Conduction is the transfer of heat through a stationary medium due to the transfer of kinetic energy between adjacent molecules. 29, state Fourier's law of heat conduction. The rate of heat conduction is proportional to the area measured normal to the direction of heat flow. The temperature gradient, the equation is Q is equal to minus Ka into dt upon dx. 30, what is the thermal conductivity? Thermal conductivity is material property that indicates its ability to conduct heat. 31, define convection. Convection is the transfer of heat between a solid surface and an adjacent moving fluids. 32, state Newton's law of cooling. The rate of convection heat transfer is proportional to the surface area and the temperature difference between the surface and the fluid. The equation is Q is equal to HTS minus T infinite. 33, what is natural convection? Convection is which fluid motion is caused entirely by buoyancy force. Air is formed. Destiny's difference is due to the temperature variations. 34, what is force convection? Convection in which the fluid is forced to the flow over the surface by an external mechanism like fan, pump or wind. 35, define thermal radiation. Thermal radiation is energy emitted by matter in the form of electromagnetic waves as result of the change in the electronic contribution of the atoms or molecules. 36, state the Stephen Boltzmann law. The maximum rate of radiation that can be emitted from a black body is proportional to the fourth power of its absolute temperature. The equation is Eb is equal to sigma T raised to 4. 37, what is black body? An idealized surface that absorbs all indicate radiation and emits the maximum possible thermal radiation at a given temperature. 38, what is emissivity? Emissivity is the ratio of the radiation emitted by surface to the radiation emitted by a black body at the same temperature. 39, what is the thermal diffusivity? Thermal diffusivity is the ratio of the heat conductor through a material of the heat stored per unit volume. It represents how fast heat diffuses through a material. 40, what is thermal resistance? Thermal resistance is the measure of the materials or system opposition to heat flow, analogous to a electrical resistance in electrical circuit. 41, what is heat exchanger? A device designed to efficiently transfer heat from one fluid to another without the fluid physical mixing. What is the overall heat transfer coefficient? A quantity that accounts for all thermal resistance in a heat transfer process between two fluids separated by a solid wall. 43, what is the logarithmic what is the logarithmic mean? Okay, what is the logarithmic? 43, what is the logarithmic mean temperature difference? LMTD is the appropriate average temperature difference used to calculate the rate of heat transfer in a heat exchanger. 44, what is the fouling in heat exchanger? Fouling is the accumulations of unwanted soil deposits on the heat transfer surface which increase thermal resistance and reduce efficiency. 45, define the Reynolds number. A dimensionless number representing the ratio of internal force to the viscous force in a fluid used to predict if flow will be laminar or turbulent. 46, define the Reynolds number, a dimensionless number representing the ratio of momentum diffusivity of thermal diffusivity. 47, define the Nusselt number, a dimensionless number representing the ratio of convection to the conductivity heat transfer across boundary. 48, define the Grashof number, the dimensionless number in neutral convection representing the ratio of buoyancy forces to viscous forces acting on fluid. What is an extended surface? A hain is soil structure added to surface to increase its surface area nearby, enhancing the rate of convection heat transfer. 50, what is a Fein efficiency. Fein efficiency is the ratio of actual heat transferred by the fein to the maximum possible heat transfer is the entire fein where at all base temperature. So guys, ये थे हमारे 15 क्वेश्चन जो फॉर नॉट ओनली इंग्लिश मीडियम के लिए, ये पूरे इंजीनियरिंग के लिए सबसे बेस्ट और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, तो इसे ज़रूर पढ़ लीजिएगा ताकि आपको आगे जाके कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो। तो ऐसे ही अगले लेक्चर में हम लोग बहुत ही सारा ज्ञान जमा करने वाले हैं, तो साथ में रहिए ब्रेनी दीदी के। Thank you.